Today, celebrate Oklahoma. Let us wine and dine you from a tranquil vineyard to sizzling steaks to an old-fashioned soda fountain.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds, and there's so many reasons in Oklahoma to celebrate, and in true Okie fashion, we usually do that with food and drink. So here's to you. I'm at one of Oklahoma City's best-kept secrets, Strebel Creek Vineyards, right on the edge of northwest Oklahoma City. It's a lovely place run by lovely people. The fact that Strebel Creek Winery is located right there on busy MacArthur Boulevard is only slightly less amazing to me than the fact it's run by the doctor who delivered all three of my kids.
Okay, so my name's Gary, and welcome to Strebel Creek. Have you been here before?
Gary Strebel is an obstetrician by trade who started telling me more than a decade ago that he'd become a winemaker. About 4 years back, he actually started selling his award-winning varieties. Now, he and his wife Sherry run a full-fledged winery and gift shop.
What kind of wine do you like?
Dr. Strebel, I can't keep from calling him that, has firmly held opinions about most things, including California Chardonnay, which he thinks suffers from being aged in oak barrels.
Mine has never been an oak. It's a stainless steel fermentation. It has a hint of sweetness and a hint of citrus. Try it, see what you think.
You can get rid of the oak for me too. That is really good.
You can add to the list of things I'm having trouble believing that Dr. Strebel can create a version of white Zinfandel that I'm going to like. He says it has a strawberry nose. It does smell like strawberries. Well, how can it smell like strawberries if it doesn't have strawberries?
Well, because that's the way it ferments out.
It just turns to strawberries.
No.
Well, that's pretty good.
Well, I told you.
It's not just cloyingly sweet.
No, slightly sweet.
Sort of gently sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I love his Chardonnay and the Syrah best of all. So it turns out my obstetrician is making really good wine, a stone's throw off of one of Oklahoma City's busiest streets, and has created an oasis of sorts in which to enjoy it. It's amazing. But wait, there's more. Check out the gift shop. So, your husband decides to open a winery and then it turns into a gift shop.
Well, sometimes he would think that. You know, he says, you're taking out all the winery for the gift shop. But actually, I grew up, my father had a general merchandise store. I grew up in small town Antlers, Oklahoma. And so I grew up working in that and often thought, you know, maybe I'll do a gift shop someday, but never did. The kids were a little grown up. Then when he decided to do a winery, I thought, you know, there's my idea. I'll put a gift shop in.
He did, and she did, and for the pièce de résistance, there's an original painting of the Strebel Creek Bridge on every label.
We were at a wine tasting and dinner one night with a local artist, Greg Burns, who was at our table. Greg's totally paralyzed, except he can move about this much of one arm, and he said, Gary, you should let me paint your label. We thought about it, decided to do it, and this is what Greg painted. So all of our bottles have a Greg Burns label. My wife likes to say you get a little bit of art with our wine, and we're really tickled that we did it.
Strebel Creek Winery, amazing. If you need a timeout from your busy schedule, try hanging out on Strebel Creek's patio with an award-winning bottle of wine. We'll link you to their website from ours, discoveroklahomatv.com. Isn't it about time you step out of your routine and into Oklahoma's great outdoors? We'll get you started with the new handheld GPS of sorts called the Oklahoma Agritourism Map. Just keep the map in your glove box for directions to more than 300 destinations. Whether you yearn to relax, sip wine at a vineyard, or imagine yourself a buckaroo on a dude ranch, we've got your travel dreams and everything in between plotted out for you on this handy map. To order up your next adventure, go to travelok.com and click on Request Free Brochures at the top of the homepage. Agritourism, Oklahoma's growing adventure. Well, we've had our wine, so now it's time to dine. Jeff Roberts, as soon as he heard about this show theme, headed out in search of what else? The perfect steak. And that search led him straight to Woodward.
are an experience you cannot miss if you're traveling in the Woodward area. Step back in time at Big Dan's Steakhouse. Dan Parsons with us. You are Big Dan, aren't you?
I am Big Dan.
And I'm holding a big steak. We're gonna do this here.
Porterhouse steak here at Dan's Steakhouse.
We're gonna start cooking, and as we're cooking,
We
you
are.
can kind of walk me through everything that's going on here at Big Dan's.
Well, we want to make sure we got the grill seasoned here. Good hot grill. Touch that, Kev.
No, I'm not touching it. No, not touching it.
So then we'll
Throw
slap
that
her
baby
on. You
on
get
there.
the sizzle.
All right.
And let me see here. Where's my spice at? We're gonna spice her up a little bit.
So as we're cooking this steak, kind of tell me about Big Dan's Steakhouse. I mean, you guys really are the family place to come, and you have people come like 3 times a day.
We are. In the afternoons, you can come in at 3 o'clock, and the whole front here is the local authorities on what's going on in Woodward, what should be going on in Woodward, or what needs to change in Woodward. So it's the guys that are in here every day for coffee. You know, we are the family place in town. We cater to the families. We keep the prices are reasonable, where you can bring your family in and eat, and it doesn't break the bank. You know, it's a great atmosphere. It feels like a family place when you walk in.
Well, obviously, steak, obviously, probably one of the big things that people obviously come to get, but huge salad bar.
We make everything there except for one dressing every day. The soups, we have probably 6 or 8 different soups. We rotate them. That's the whole thing, freshness out there. It's something that people come, well, we're known for. They come in for it. And we have a lot of people come out just for the salad. They'll just eat a salad for lunch, and that's it. So,
How about a little background on you? Obviously, I've known you when you were in Oklahoma City. You've worked in the restaurant business forever.
Yep.
Kind of walk us through the history. I mean, is this hometown for you?
This is where I was born and raised. My great-great-granddad had the livery stable here in town. So my family's been around these parts forever. About two or three years ago, they got the opportunity to come out here and purchase this, and jumped on it and moved home.
So we're about ready to do this.
Quarter turn.
Been paying attention. You get it? Quarter turn.
Oh my gosh.
Lay it.
You're hired.
Hey, look at there. Is that T-bone?
That's a T-bone.
I'm cooking some serious T-bone right here at Big Dan's Steakhouse.
Every lunch we have a hot bar that changes every day of the week. Today is our seafood hot bar. We have a baked tilapia, lemon-crusted tilapia, and a garlic butter. We have fresh catfish, popcorn shrimp, then we've got corn on the cob, okra, 2 cobblers, 2 different desserts, and of course the hot bar comes with the salad bar, you know, and it changes every day. People love the hot bar.
Okay, so I know most cooks probably don't eat their cooking right away, but Shell thought I probably should try it before she tried it, so here we go. Oh,
Pretty tasty.
I can work on that presentation. I'm hired, baby. That's good stuff. Oh, man, I am stuffed. That's why they call it Big Dan's Steakhouse. Whew. I think I need some Tums. Okay, so here's the deal. The next time you're traveling 270 south from Sealing, you got to stop in Woodward, and you got to eat at Big Dan's Steakhouse. In Woodward, I'm Jeff Roberts. I got to get a nap.
We'll link you straight to Big Dan's website where you can find their menu and work up an appetite. Just click the link for this story on discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, if you're still hungry after Big Dan's, you know what? There's a legendary Oklahoma restaurant with a giant of a steak sandwich. And we're going to tell you more about that when we come back. Can you eat the whole thing? You'll want to loosen your belt a notch. AAA's Discover Oklahoma will be right back.
I hope we didn't forget anything.
I think we're all set.
Hard to believe Megan is in college.
Do you remember how she cried and cried when we dropped her off at kindergarten?
We were both crying.
Good thing we're only a few hours away. Last box. You get calls tomorrow.
I will, Daddy.
And one more thing. You're gonna need these.
No way. Are you kidding? I get Mom's car?
Okay, sweetheart, but you have to be careful. Now, I put the AAA insurance policy and the membership information in the glove box.
Just in case anything should happen.
Okay.
I'm really glad we switched our auto insurance to AAA. Really saved us some money. Not to mention peace of mind.
It's nice knowing AAA will be there if a car ever breaks down, too.
John, are those tears I see?
No.
AAA Auto Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. Spending a lovely afternoon out here on the patio at Strebel Creek Vineyard in northwest Oklahoma City. Oh, getting a text here. Oh, it's from Austin Tackett, our roving reporter. He says he's found a legendary Oklahoma chain restaurant with a sandwich that's big enough for 2.
What iconic images come to mind when you think about the great state of Oklahoma? Is it buffalo roaming the range? Cowboys forging endless trails? Perhaps native peoples honoring their sacred lands? While everything from the Blue Whale to the Devon Tower act as a source of pride for Oklahomans, there's one uniquely Oklahoma icon that's most close to my heart.
It'd probably be the Steak Sandwich Supreme.
That's right, the famous Steak Sandwich Supreme from Del Rancho is about as Oklahoma as it gets for my taste. And taste is important when you're talking about Del Rancho.
The only thing I know to say to that is what all the customers have always told me, and they said it's the best chicken fry that they can get around. It's not frozen, it's hand-breaded.
Fresh beef hand-pounded and battered in a very special mixture, then fried to a perfect golden color. Del Rancho certainly understands that there's an art to the chicken fry. Of course, the chicken fried steaks aren't the only thing on the menu at Del Rancho.
We do have a lot of people that enjoy the old-fashioned hamburger. A lot of them, they come here just for that. Other than the steak sandwich, everything else is pretty much ordered. It's kind of a regular thing, depending on what the person wants whenever they come in.
Since opening their doors back in the early 70s, Del Rancho has become a popular spot for people looking for old-fashioned burgers, fries, onion rings, and even tasty salads. Of course, the food isn't the only thing to enjoy at Del Rancho. A welcoming and professional staff help to make sure every visit to Del Rancho is special, while the restaurant itself is filled to the brim with old-fashioned charm. Perhaps the most captivating experience to be had at Del Rancho comes from placing your order over the phones located at each table. I will take a steak sandwich supreme combo, please.
Okay, what would you like to drink with that? It's part of the Del Rancho experience, and we get a kick out of it. A lot of people laugh, or they'll pick up the phone and they'll pretend like they're making a prank call or something like that to us, and it's all in fun, and it's part of giggling with the customers and getting their order at the same time, and that's how we kind of get to know them.
It seems properly fitting that a place known for its comfort food would know how to make people feel comfortable.
Alrighty, are we ready?
Perhaps their methods work a little too well, as I eventually felt comfortable enough to step back into the kitchen and try my hand at making a steak sandwich supreme.
Shouldn't take no longer than 30 seconds to press a steak.
It was a messy affair and the results weren't perfect.
I know. Use both hands. You may fall apart. There and there you go, yay!
But at least I'm one step closer to knowing what makes these sandwiches so darn good.
You know, they say the best sandwiches ever made are the ones that you didn't make yourself. Well, I beg to differ, and I'm about to prove it.
Maybe next time I'll leave it to the experts.
Pretty good.
To find the home of the Steak Sandwich Supreme nearest you, just go to travelok.com and enter Del Rancho in the search bar. Well, I hope you've saved room for dessert, because next we're heading to Anadarko, to a place that is famous for it. You'll be tempted to eat your dessert first, and really there's nothing wrong with that. We'll take you there when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns in just 2 short minutes.
Hey, how's Kara doing?
Great. Absolutely loves being in college.
Sam?
Just started driving.
Watch out.
Yeah, we just added him to our AAA membership. Smart move.
I'm just glad we have good insurance.
What do you guys use?
We switched over to AAA auto insurance. With another driver in the house, it just made sense to check out pricing. AAA saved us a ton.
I didn't know they had insurance too.
Yeah, auto, home, and life.
Remember that time when we snuck Dad's car out and got that flat?
Here they go again.
Oh, AAA came and fixed it, and the folks never found out.
Found out what?
Nothing, Dad.
Talking about the time you two snuck the car out while we were gone.
You knew?
Well, of course. Why do you think Mom and I added you girls to our AAA membership? Never told you I always check the odometer, did I?
Oh, great idea.
Thanks, Grandpa.
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. Do you remember the days when we used to be able to go into just about any corner pharmacy and slide up to the counter and order a wonderful fountain drink? Those were the days, weren't they? And they're not completely gone, at least not in Anadarko. Our Shell Wagner has found a soda fountain there that serves up so much more than soda.
There's one place here in downtown Anadarko where folks have been coming since 1901 to feel better. This is the place.
The building was a pharmacy for more than 100 years, and though there are no longer any medications being doled out here, the Soda Fountain Eatery's friendly atmosphere and fresh, tasty food are good medicine of a different sort.
I think my prescription today is for pumpkin Italian cream cake.
Phyllis and Philip Melton bought the building in 1969. Philip is a pharmacist, and he filled prescriptions in the back while Phyllis decided to put in a few tables and serve some lunch items up front.
He's the perfect husband. He, if I wanted to do it, he thought it was a good idea, and he trusts my my tuition and the things I do. So he was all behind it.
Phyllis's intuition paid off. Soon, it seemed, the couple was selling as many apple tarts as amoxicillin. So they moved the pharmacy out to another location to make room for more tables. As the word spread of the to die for desserts and amazing menu items, Soda Fountain Eatery spilled over into the building next door as well.
I make about the same number of desserts every week, and we probably sell 100 to 110, 15 desserts a day. But we make a hummingbird cake, Italian cream cake, chocolate velvet cake. We make little tarts, lemon cake, red velvet. We make a lot, and from scratch. We don't use any cake mixes or anything like that. So, and for some reason that gives me more joy. I don't know why. I don't know if they taste any better, but they're all made from scratch.
You'll be tempted to eat dessert first, but save room for lunch because the entrees here earn just as many brags.
Well, every Friday we have enchiladas. We do a chicken spaghetti that everybody loves. Our salads are real popular. We do a strawberry salad, a mandarin orange salad, Greek salad, Caesar, and we do a Cobb salad that you can order every day. So a lot of salads go out here.
On the day we visited, it felt like all of Anadarko was here, and Phyllis knew them all by name.
Hi, Kelly. This is our Chamber of Commerce manager. These are two of our best friends.
And as you can imagine, feeding all of Anadarko and beyond takes a small army, or as Phyllis describes them, her extended family.
This is Jenny. And this is Amanda. And this is Kelly. She's another waitress. And Greta. Greta does all the sandwiches. And Angela, she's the one I told you about. She does the special and the soup. Then Miss Kathy. We don't know what we'd do without her either. This is Raina. They're all very essential. Don't they look pretty? Where's Martha? Is Martha here? This is Kayla.
Even if you're feeling just fine, thank you very much, the family ambiance, the first-rate fare, and the historic building, awash with nostalgia, will have you feeling even better, making the Soda Fountain Eatery just exactly what the doctor ordered. In Anadarko, I'm Shel Wagner.
The Soda Fountain Eatery is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2. We'll make sure you have all the information you need to plan your visit if you'll just click on over to discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, don't even think about touching that remote, because up next we're going to take you on a veteran's voyage. This new exhibit gives an authentic glimpse of the journey to Vietnam through soldiers' graffiti. A preview of this fascinating exhibit when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
Thanks for all your help.
Hey, babe, what you doing?
Oh, I just switched our insurance over to AAA.
Why? We've been with our guys for years.
I know, but I met with the agent, and she showed me how AAA could match our coverage and save us money by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Really? Well, did we get a discount? I mean, we've been with those guys for years.
Yes, and with the extra money we saved, I was thinking we could take that second honeymoon we've always talked about.
Hey, I am all about that.
So, with all the travel discounts we get for being AAA Oklahoma members.
Well, I do have some vacation time I need to take.
Oh, good, because our room is right on the ocean.
You already booked it.
I did?
What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We're just getting some dinner started.
When are you leaving?
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. We've always been strong supporters of making sure drivers are safe on the roads, which is why we support a number of charitable causes that advocate just that, safety. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety is one such organization. They are dedicated to saving lives, reducing injuries, and enhancing traffic safety. Since 1947, the foundation has funded hundreds of projects designed to discover the various causes of traffic crashes, how to prevent them, and how to minimize injuries when they happen. AAA has used this research to develop high-impact educational materials for drivers, as well as bicyclists and others who use the roads. This is just one of the many charitable organizations that AAA Oklahoma fully supports. Our goal is to make sure that all of your driving experiences are safe ones. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you. In honor of Veterans Day this weekend, we want to tell you about an exhibit in Oklahoma City that covers a challenging period in Oklahoma history, the Vietnam War. But it's not about the war itself, it's about the men and their journey to the war. Our Dine Lally takes us back to the 60s and 70s.
The exhibit is called Marking Time, Voyage to Vietnam. This is a national exhibit honoring veterans, but the staff at the Oklahoma Heritage Association found a way to talk about the Oklahoma experience through the exhibit. The Heritage Association tells Oklahoma stories through its people, of course. So what you have here is a moving, enlightening, occasionally humorous, but always touching and poignant collection of artifacts, stories, videos, and photos, and much more that all paint a fascinating historical picture during a very difficult time in our nation.
When we made a call for veterans or people that had experiences through Vietnam they wanted to share, the floodgates opened, and we have so many Oklahomans that were impacted. We have Miss Jane Giroux, the first Miss America to travel with the USO, actually went over and talked about her experiences, and honestly, just through a lot of the tears, the staff, we watched these people tell their stories.
One veteran got tired of being asked if he was an OU fan simply because he was from Oklahoma. So he drew Pistol Pete on his door in Da Nang, and now it's part of the exhibit. But with every light-hearted moment, there's always the reality that sets in. For many veterans coming forward and telling their stories, well, it's been therapeutic and healing. Now, once you are here, you can't help but be drawn to the centerpiece of the exhibit, so to speak. There are the birthing bunks from the troop ship, the General Nelson M. Walker.
This is actually part of the ship. This actually came off the ship. Some people in Virginia saw that it was part of the Ghost Fleet, and they had decommissioned the ship, and they were taking it apart and throwing things away, and they felt like it was part of the history to preserve. So there are cots that they drew on. They were obviously on this ship for weeks at a time, and they made it graffiti, and that's part of it's a graffiti project is really what it's been called. And so this is an art gallery, so we've chosen, this is a stretch for us, but it's definitely you can see where they slept, you can see their boots, and you can see just how close quarters they were in for weeks at a time.
And with everything soldiers wrote, you can see how they missed their families and how proud they were of their home states, and how some were truly scared and worried that they may not be coming home. The drawings span a range of emotions, yet they can inform, enlighten, and educate.
There's actually an academic component to this. I mean, this is a great experience. If you've got kids and you're a veteran, or if you've got kids and you want them to see what it was like to serve, or what some of our men and women who are now overseas, what their birthing bunks look like, it's a great experience for people to come and see.
You can see the impact of the conflict on Oklahoma. You can see what these men and women sacrificed. But there are so many reasons to see Marking Time, Voyage to Vietnam, not the least of which is the interactive component. You can leave your thoughts on the wall, write a note honoring a veteran, and that's exactly what I did before I left. I wrote a note thanking my brother Don for his service in Vietnam. Thanks, big brother. At the Oklahoma Heritage Association Gaylord Pickens Museum, I'm Dine Lally.
Marking Time, Voyage to Vietnam will remain at the Gaylord Pickens Heritage Center through January 6, 2012. We'll have all the information for you at discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks to you for joining us, and thanks to Sherry and Gary Strebel for hosting us here at Strebel Creek Vineyard in Oklahoma City. This is a wonderful place to laze away an afternoon and enjoy a glass of wine. Next week, we're discovering destinations that define us, from an urban oasis that'll test your mettle to a Muskogee retreat that provides a haven for more than just its guests. And we'll find some authentic Oklahoma cuisine to savor. Hope you'll join us. Until next time, remember, there's always something to discover and celebrate in Oklahoma. Cheers.